Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. It's the Privacy Guy. I'm excited to make this video. It's kind of been a while since I've posted. I've been busy doing other things, I guess. But today I wanted to talk about just kind of privacy tools in general, kind of especially privacy related hardware, or like privacy alternatives to mainstream hardware. And I've noticed, and I'm sure most of you have noticed too, if you're paying attention to the privacy tools on the market, most privacy tools suck. I'm going to come out and say that because, uh, I think it's easy to kind of get wrapped up in the marketing of each privacy tool's claims. But I think if you really take a step back and compare the products that most people use to the privacy alternatives, you're going to realize that the mainstream tools, the products that large companies make, are just light years ahead of the privacy tools. And part of that is because, by the nature of them having data, they can make a little more money. They have information about how you interact with their tools on a regular basis. So they have the ability to tailor their tools to your needs specifically. But that's not the only thing. If you look at a company like Apple, that is larger than some of the freaking countries in the world, like huge. They have billions of dollars of cash on hand. They have access to some of the world's best designers, access to the world's smartest tech minds. It's going to be hard to compete with them. And I look at my iPhone and I am kind of in awe of all the things it can do. The ease with which I can do things is pretty impressive. So Apple's made a great product. But then you look at all the alternative phones out there, like I think Pine Phone maybe, something called Light Phone. Some of these things are specifically designed to be less addicting, less interesting than the mainstream Android and Apple iPhones, whatever. And so they suck on purpose. But other privacy phones, privacy tools, they're just not as good. And part of the reason is there's smaller companies behind them. They obviously have smaller user bases, so no large company like Google or Apple or whoever's really interested in tailoring their services to those users, because one, they might not even use the big services that are attached to the device because they're skeptical of the information that it may collect about them. So I think, one, the privacy market is a difficult demographic to appeal to because no matter what you do, if something connects to the internet, there's probably some vulnerability in it. And phones are especially dangerous because they're with you all the time. So any location tracking at all is a big privacy issue for real privacy like advocates or people who have really high stakes business pursuits that they'd rather keep private. They can't risk possibly getting tracked by carrying a device that connects to the internet. So I think one of the things that I would tell normal consumers like you and me, I'd tell them, if you really care about privacy, you're almost better just buying a product from a company like Apple that has access to the best resources in the world, the best designers, the best software engineers, all that stuff, because you're going to get a way better product. You're much more likely to use it. If you have an iPhone and you have this privacy phone that you switch the SIM cards between, you're probably going to end up on the iPhone most of the time anyway. So I'd recommend going with a company like Apple that takes privacy a little more seriously than something like Android, which is created by Google. Apple has shown that they're honest about their desire to protect your privacy, at least somewhat better than what Android does. They ask permission to track you. if an app wants to get your location, you have to approve it every time, or at least allow it every, you have the option to allow it every time. But they're just taking small steps which incrementally are taking away the possibility for companies like Google to track you. So if Google's able to get 98% of your data as opposed to 100, that's a pretty big move on Apple's part to take away from something so large and powerful as Google. So I would say you're better off supporting a company like Apple that can take 2% away from Google, because no other company can do that. If the alternative is using a phone that sucks and has a shitty interface and all that stuff, you're probably not going to use it, and it's not going to deliver a good experience for you. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on privacy devices, specifically privacy dedicated phones and mobile devices. I'd like to hear what you have to say. So if you want to leave an opinion in the comments, that'd be great. But like this video, I'd really appreciate it. If you did, it helps me grow my channel and to reach more people. Thanks for watching, and I'll probably make a video sometime soon. So thanks for tuning in.